Yeah, we're going hot, buddy. That's how we do it here at the Madhouse Studios. What's up, guys? This is Celery Shtick. I am here with Mark from Grand Rapids Comic Con. You can fiddle with it. I got all kinds of protections on it, man. You are good to play with that. My levels are good. We are so happy to be here at the Madhouse Studios. We are 1 week and 1 day away from Grand Rapids Comic Con, are we not?
Yeah, don't remind me.
Oh, I know. I was just telling Tony that I was like, I can't believe he put us with a meeting. I was like, that's so fantastic. I'm so glad that you finally got to see our little town.
Sure.
There's so much going on in this little town. Sidewalks, water projects. We got leaf pickup right now. We just got paintings. We got all this stuff. We just actually had a mural done on the water tower out there.
Very cool.
By a local artist.
I haven't seen that yet, but okay.
Yeah, it's an indigenous tribe that's painted on it. And
cool.
It was a little offensive before, so misrepresentative. So decided to paint over it.
Sure.
We just did the parks, just trying to improve these little towns, I think is really important. So
Right.
I really appreciate you coming out.
You're welcome.
So I have been to every Grand Rapids Comic Con and Kalamazoo Comic Con for the last, I can't even think of how many years. I go to them all.
Well, thank you.
I love them. Like, it's my favorite con. I go to Flashback, I go to Chronicon, I go to Motor City, I pick you guys. I love you guys.
Well, thank you.
It's such an intimate con.
We try.
And that's kind of what I wanted to start out with. There's so many young people in our town that don't experience a lot of big city stuff. What would you recommend for somebody who's apprehensive about going to their first convention ever?
Apprehensive for going to their first
Yeah, like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I'll fit in. I don't know if, I'm...
Sure. I think sometimes the best thing to do is just jump in with both feet and say, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
We do have a guide on the site that's called First Timers. If you look under the extra area, there's and it steps through very detailed how to prepare for these things.
Yeah.
And things that, common things that you should do. Like, for instance, you get a lot of people, where they wear a cosplay or something, and they put on a pair of boots or high heels or something, that walking in an environment like this is very, very, very uncomfortable. Don't do that to yourself.
I'll piggyback on that. Put a Fitbit on and put 8,000 steps on any shoes you want to wear to a convention.
Oh, yeah.
Just one day, put 8,000 steps on it, or don't wear them.
Correct. But my advice would be is you look in your closet, you say, what would I wear if I'm going on a 5-mile hike?
Yeah.
Whatever that answer is, that's what you wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you will walk a lot. There's a lot to see.
Mhm.
I mean, the vendor hall is 3 football fields.
Yeah.
It is not a small show.
It's so fun.
It's not a small event. Feet and also, get a very good meal before you go, because the food in that building is expensive, and I got to be honest, not the best. So
I don't know, man. I love the grease.
You like the grease?
Give it to me.
It
reminds me of high school football games.
Yes,
I love it.
You like Fordham High School football games? You probably like the Nebraska.
Oh, yes, you will.
That's actually a good comparison.
Yeah, that's what the last time I was there, I went there for a different event. I was just like, I think these are still the warming nachos that were at my high school 21 years ago. They very well could be.
I don't know if it's that bad, but it's...
No.
But I would recommend eat a good meal.
Yes.
Especially get a good breakfast.
Yep.
Load up on the protein. I mean, if you're vegetarian, then load up on some peanut butter or whatever. And if you're a regular meat eater, get some ham and eggs or bacon and eggs or whatever. And go enjoy the show. And we get a lot of families that, they can't afford to go and spend all the money on the food and all that, because the tickets aren't cheap, and we understand that. But we get a lot of people, what they'll do is they will bring a picnic lunch and just leave it in the trunk of the car.
Yeah.
And then you just go downstairs at a certain time with the family, you crack that open, you go do a picnic thing around the car, and then go back in. So that's one way to save a little money with it too.
That's so nice of you to encourage that, because it is it's a struggle out there for some people right now.
I know it is.
But all of the panels are free.
All the panels are free.
All of the
there's one this year that's not. Because we're going to start moving a lot of the after-hours stuff into the actual building. We've tried to move stuff into clubs and then around the area. It hasn't worked out very well.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do a lot of it internally.
Great.
We're doing a double feature
Oh,
with
that's right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movies, and the
Phantom.
Phantom. And that's going to be $5, but that's both movies.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you're not going to be able to go to the movies anywhere that cheap.
No.
And
I like it.
so I would, that's something we're going to try to do as much of that as possible. Like some of the punk and heavy metal shows we were doing,
Oh, yeah.
this after hours stuff. The build Skeletones actually has to move. They're moving in December.
I had heard that.
And they're having a lot of problems.
Really?
And so we're not going to be doing November shows at all, unfortunately, this year.
Okay.
But next year we're going to bring the concert stuff back. That'll be in the building.
That's great.
And then we'll do we've announced Julie Rathsack is doing a haunted attraction tour in Grand Rapids.
Awesome.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And we've so that's something that we're going to plan on doing for years to come. And we're trying to figure out some other stuff, but this is all really, really fresh.
One of my favorite things about Grand Rapids Comic-Con last year was I got there early. Obviously, I was there with the press. And I got up to the mezzanine, the walkway, right before the orchestra started to play.
That was neat, wasn't it?
When they did that intro, that was just, I did not see it coming. I didn't know you were going to do that. So like even
we were doing that.
Even doing 100 cons, like I still get surprised by things like that. And that's the reason I keep going. When they started playing, I was like, oh yes, this is like what real music is. The orchestra, you could feel it reverberating through that building. So
we want to do more of that kind of thing. We couldn't figure it out this year because the symphony, they did it to promote their Star Wars Episode 4 concert.
But you can have the Harp Twins.
Well, we do the Harp Twins. Yeah, that's pretty much an every year thing.
They're awesome.
Because they're very high in demand, as you're well aware.
Oh, yes.
We basically pay them a year in advance. I give them a check. I'll give them a check for next week.
They actually told me next year. They were like, if you want an interview, come back next year. And I was like,
sure.
I'll see you next year.
Yep.
They were like, we'll put your name down if you'll really be here. And I was like, I will be here.
They are very nice.
They are.
And the guys are really nice. The guys can be intimidating because they're big, strong guys that are very muscular and the mohawks and all the Viking tattoos and that. Then they open their mouths and
Wolfgang twins, right?
Wolfgang twins, yeah. And then they open their mouths and you realize they're just two.
I know. Like it cracks me up. Like, and you put them next to the book guy authors and stuff, and it's like author, these guys last year. Right. I was just like, they are a little bit out of place here. They were all dressed up, but I think they were getting ready to go to their concert the first time.
They all do the black cutoff.
Yeah. So I was just like, you guys
see the vehicle they drive in. All you gotta do is put a gun turret on the top. You can take over a small African country.
So it's
absolutely ridiculous.
Very Mad Max. I like it. I'm gonna look for
it. Mad Max guys.
Monroe last night.
Yeah.
He had a fundraiser for his Captain Wallace organization.
Sure.
So I'd like to give him a shout out.
The captain's coming back on TV, from what I understand.
I heard rumors of that last night too.
I've heard some. I've heard that that might make a return. So
I've never seen anybody so one face. I want to call it monoface.
Sure.
But just the happiest guy.
Sure.
Like I love talking to him. Him and Scott too. Scott Roseman. I love talking to him. I go to every panel because his drawings are just real.
Sure.
And the way he explains them. I love the little things you guys do like that. What is if you were going to another convention and not as a vendor, because I know you do that, what would be something you look forward to as a fan?
Something I can actually learn from.
Yeah.
And that's why we do, like, if you go on the page, you'll see that there's a spot where we have an educator's kit. Yeah. And that's specifically for homeschool parents and teachers.
Okay.
And basically what it is we go through all the 200 hours of programming and we read all the goofy fun stuff, the movies and things like that. Yeah. And we bring in the stuff that is just something that a kid can learn from.
Yeah.
And of course, most of it is art and writing and those kind of things. But there's also panels and things like business and history, because every Friday night at 7 p.m. we do a silent film.
Yeah.
And
what's
we
the
actually
this year?
This year's The Lost World. 100th anniversary of that. And next year we're going to do the 110th anniversary of it'd be 111th anniversary actually of 1915's Alice in Wonderland, which if you've never seen it, that is absolute acid trip.
It is.
It is absolutely. They had to have been on something to do that movie, because it was just. This movie is an extremely wild flick. And it's easily the most bizarre version of Alice in Wonderland ever made. And I think that's easy. And I know the 51 version from Disney is pretty out there. And
Oh, yeah.
the Johnny Depp stuff is out there too. But this movie is like, you got to wonder what they were smoking. You gotta wonder.
Something for sure.
They were smoking something.
A lot of those old silent films, they had to be exaggerated. And a lot of the black and white, you just wanted the movement and you wanted the overacting. And like, I think that those early teen to mid-teen movies really fell into that. Let's get really trippy with stuff. Let's really confuse people. Let's push the envelope a little bit.
I forget the movie that they did on Satan back then. Their version of hell is wild.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. And then there was a movie that was done in 1916 about the San Francisco. That movie's just amazing.
I've heard of that.
The special effects are incredible.
Yeah.
With because they actually did, the buildings caving in.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's like that's
it looks
lost
better
art
than
too.
60s Toho flicks.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's not today's technology, but
yeah,
it was 1916. Give them a break, man.
Yeah, you saw one string.
Yeah. 110 years ago,
I was talking to somebody else about older movies and what it means to preserve them and to pass them on. So it's great that you decided to do something like that.
So do that and but also make it the way those films were, because back in the day, it wasn't that long ago you could read.
Yeah.
It was not that long ago. Sure. And a lot of people would go to the movies, and of course there was no talking. It was a silent film. Mm-hmm. So the cue cards would come up that would say what was going on. You actually, when you were sitting in those movies, you would actually read along with the cue card. That's why they're up there for longer than usual, because you were supposed to read it to the guy sitting next to you, because the odds were the guy next to you couldn't read.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why you talked during silent films quite a bit. You read the cue cards.
Huh.
And of course, we have an organist who's just wailing away, but that's part of that experience, and that's educational, because the average kid would not fathom how a movie was done 100 years ago.
No,
they wouldn't be able to fathom that. And The Lost World is historic for a couple of reasons. One, it was the first stop motion animation flick.
Yeah.
Two, it was the first movie source in it.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was the first one. Huh. And three, the guy who did the stop motion special effects was learning how to do it, because it was literally the first movie. 8 years later, he did a small little film called King Kong, which of course is an absolute stop motion animation classic.
Oh yeah.
And in 1948, when he did Mighty Joe Young, he got an intern that he taught, a very young Ray Harryhausen, who now is considered the greatest stop motion animation guy in history.
He is the reason I want to do stop motion.
That's part of the reason why this film is so important, is because there's an incredible amount of history tied to how it impacted stuff later. I mean, fans of stuff like Coraline and The Nightmare Before Christmas, they're going to want to see this. And any kid who's into dinosaurs is going to get a big laugh out of it.
I know, just the way it moves around and stuff.
So primitive.
It's robotic. It's so great. And I mean, but that is, I've told a lot of my friends, and actually right here is where I started talking about, I really want to do stop motion. Like, I have the equipment, I have the passion, I've taken the time to learn how to do it. And then it's just like, oh, man, if this is not my business, how do I carve out enough time and space to do it?
I don't know if you were here at the 2014 show, but I'm going to bring him back.
Yeah.
Justin Cohn was at our show, and he was the stop motion animation major guy behind Coraline and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And he did a panel. It was absolutely amazing. One of the best panels we ever hosted.
I did not get to go to it. I did go that year, but I didn't get to go to the panel.
But he was neat. And then he actually had props from Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline and James and the Giant Peach and a few other films. So I'd love to bring him back.
I would too. And I guess that's my thing is, who is your favorite repeat guest? Like, who is somebody like you're like
somebody I want to bring back?
Yeah, somebody you want to bring back. Somebody you're like, guy nailed it. The panel, the way he interacted with people, like everything. He just nailed it. He is
Sarah Karloff.
Really? Okay.
And the reason for that was because her panel on her dad, Boris Karloff, she's the daughter of Boris Karloff. Yeah. her panel on her dad was absolutely wow, because it was a completely unique perspective, because she
Yeah.
talked about him as dad.
Yeah.
And the silent film, I wish I could get a reel of it. She showed a silent movie back in that, Super 8 movie kind of thing. Her, when she was 3 years old, playing on her yard with her dad in full Frankenstein makeup. Just one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, how wild is that? And you know that the guy in the makeup was actually Frankenstein.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's like you get to see that first take of it.
We're talking to a unique one that we're hoping is going to do next year.
Yeah.
She actually has a little interest. Ann Serling, the daughter of Rod Serling.
Yeah.
And we told her we want you to come in and do a panel on dad.
Yeah.
We don't care about the movie stuff. That's not important. Yeah. We want you to come in and just talk about dad as dad. And I think she's going to do it. And that is going to be really neat. That is going to be one of those kind of panels that if you enjoy history at all, you absolutely have to sit at that. That is a no-brainer panel.
There was an interview with Stan Lee's wife like a long time, maybe 15 years ago, and she was just talking about him, like not the artist, not the stories about how he created Spider-Man, just like sitting on the porch, and it put this human side to him that made me love him so much more. I was like, oh my God, he's just like grandpa or something, It's just like she talked about how he like would cut an apple and stuff and just eat it off his knife and stuff. Like, my uncle used to do that. I can picture it. And I was like, so that really forms that connection with the people that you already idolize. So.
And that's something we have to understand with these people that are showing up at these things, because they're people.
Yeah. Oh, they are very much people.
And there's some of them that we're not going to do. I could, but I'm not going to. Like one is I'm a Bowery Boys fan. I love the Bowery Boy movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. I love them.
Yeah.
But Leo Gorcey was not a very nice human being.
Yeah.
And his son is willing to come in and talk about his dad, but it's not going to be a positive talk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I want that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, we've talked about doing some other panels, like, and we've done some other panels that are not necessarily positive. I remember when Claudia Christian came in and she talked about how alcoholism destroyed her career.
Yeah.
And not an easy panel to sit in.
I've actually
because
seen
she
that
actually
panel,
was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
She was pretty brutal. And the kids who sat in it really got a harsh lesson in it.
Yeah.
I know one kid had told me to this day, that he's like, I will never drink because of that panel. It's just because she just laid it out the way it was. And, and the kid's like, what if I turn into that?
Yeah.
And I think that, in a way we, people who are willing to pay attention to the programming and actually go to some of the programming really get a lot more out of the show than just going and shopping and running around and being goofy and all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that because I think one of the greatest things we do with the show is we give an opportunity for teenagers to escape the real world.
Yes.
Just for a couple of days. Because let's just be honest, being a teenager right now sucks.
It sure does.
The
world got real small.
The world got real small and real brutal really quick.
Yeah.
And kids, everything is filmed. Not in my era, thank God. Boy, you could find some stuff if it was all filmed.
Yeah.
It's just nightmare. The standards I grew up in. Like 1985. How many school shootings were there in 1985? I looked it up just out of curiosity. One.
Yeah.
Whole country. One. And I don't even know if I'd call it a school shooting. It was an after-hours fight in a parking lot in an elementary school.
Yeah.
It was considered a school. It's it.
Yeah.
You hear about these things every other week now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost to the point where the news doesn't even cover them anymore. Unless it's like horrific, like 30 kids get killed or something.
Right.
Like one or two, they don't even cover. It's just insane.
That is something to say is that there is security at Grand Rapids Comic Con.
Right.
There is metal detectors. They are very thorough.
We do.
I have never felt unsafe there.
Yeah. I argued with a kid today about he wanted to bring a steel sword, and the answer is no.
Yeah.
But it's part of my costume. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have never for one moment felt uneasy. And I have seen people that I thought were suspect being followed.
Well,
I mean, not like escorted out or anything, but they were definitely an eye kept on them. A guy with a
Right.
big lens in a small room. Why do you need a telephoto lens in a small room? Like, you just don't. Like,
you know what that's a sign of?
Mhm.
And I'm sorry if I'm getting into a subject that
No,
probably
no,
is not
you are
really
100% okay. This is 18 plus. Go ahead.
pedophilia.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I
It's
mean.
a
Like,
sign of it because I hate to see it.
Yeah.
Because it disgusts me. But they look a lot like me.
Yeah.
They're older guys. They're not the best looking. Their best days are behind them.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, the thing that separates them from me is, like you said, a very expensive camera.
Yep.
Who is buying very expensive cameras today when everybody has a camera in their phone?
Yeah. Yep.
The only people
Professionals
the only
and-
people who are buying them are professionals and
Yep.
people who
Yeah.
voyeurs.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So-
unfortunately, our show,
No.
unfortunately, our show is a haven for them. I mean, put on your inner pervert for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be rude here.
Right. No.
You've got girls that are wearing outfits a little lower top than usual,
Yep.
a little higher skirts than usual, fantasy style thing,
Yeah.
boys in spandex,
Yep.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it draws those kind of people, but every show gets this. It's not
Exactly.
anything new. So our security has all been very trained about it. And I also, the Grand Rapids Police works with us. Like, we know that, a lot of people a few years ago when, sorry to bring in politics,
Oh, no,
but
you're
when
good.
Donald Trump was talking about how there's sex trafficking at the border and everyone was saying it's not true,
Yeah.
it's completely true.
Yeah.
And the reason I know is because the Grand Rapids Police actually briefed me on it.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done with a show ever.
Yeah.
And I had to sit in a meeting and be briefed on sex trafficking in the United States. And the fact that what it does, it goes into Texas, brought into borders there, and then it comes across around the United States,
Yeah.
goes into Michigan, goes to Detroit, goes into Canada,
Yeah.
goes up to Halifax, Nova Scotia. They fly to the Middle East or Eastern Europe, and that way you never see them again.
Yeah.
And Grand Rapids is a stop.
Yeah. It's a junction. Yeah.
And it's not just Grand Rapids. I mean, Detroit is too, and a whole ton of other
Oh,
places.
yeah. Kalamazoo. Just that's everywhere.
Yeah, they go through these places.
Yep.
And there's a whole network. Like, a lot of you people who study history know what the Underground Railroad is.
Yeah.
There's a very similar thing for those kind of people.
Well, and on that topic of being safe,
Talking about that was very uncomfortable.
yeah, if you are at Grand Rapids Comic Con, all you have to do is look for somebody in a what
Yellow
color is the
cape.
cape?
No,
A yellow cape. A yellow
Yep.
cape is someone who works for Grand Rapids Comic Con. They'll also be wearing a Grand Rapids
Right.
Comic Con shirt,
correct.
and they will direct you to either security or they will help
Whatever
you.
we need to do.
Yeah,
And
whatever
there's
you need
capes
to
all
do.
over the place.
I have never gone into a room where there wasn't one.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
They spend
So-
a lot of money on staff.
Yeah, it is very safe.
Grand Rapids Police are there at the
Yep.
front door, and they're at the front door for a very simple reason. For 99% of people who are thinking, "Oh, it might be fun to screw around with that kind of thing,"
Yeah.
that's enough for them to go. Never mind.
Exactly.
The 1%, you're not going to stop them if you have tanks in the front of the building.
Exactly.
You
So
can't
I
stop
mean, always be
You can't
vigilant.
stop a small percentage of people. They're just
No.
going to do what they do.
You always want to be vigilant.
And we're vigilant. We
yeah.
definitely are.
As someone who goes to cons, just keep an eye out for things. I mean, if you feel uneasy, say something. There is nothing wrong with saying something to someone if you feel uneasy.
Sure.
We as a royal, we as anyone who goes to cons and anyone I'm assuming who organizes cons want you to feel safe there. It's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun.
If you are not having fun, something's wrong
It's
because it's a
escape.
fun time. Yeah.
It's an escape.
So, I mean,
and it's a good family event to take your. It is all, but because we, unfortunately, I have to sit and think about all the things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
And that's part of ultimately my job is to discuss and work out the absolute worst case scenarios.
Exactly. But those are taken care
They're
of.
taken
You can
care of.
come nowhere. You can find help. It's just in the yellow capes. But on a funner note,
Yeah, much funner. No, let's
Much-
move on to something fun.
much,
Something
much
more
funner
fun.
note. Okay, so you said the food. All right. I want to come back. I want to circle back to that. I love ballpark food. Okay.
Okay.
So
You'll get that there.
So what would it take for Grand Rapids Comic Con to have something like an eating contest, or like a pie eating contest, or a hot dog, or a hot wing challenge, or something like that?
I never thought about it.
I think that'd be so much fun. Like, I think about like events like that, and I'm like, let's get an 18 and unders bowl of
How many
cereal.
hot dogs can you shove down?
Yeah,
your
just I mean, I know,
10 minutes?
maybe not, because I can see a bunch of kids choking, but I think that would be so cool. What would be something that you would do like that? Something off the wall, outrageous that is. Have you ever thought of putting a food item? Can you do that at DeVos? Could you create like a superhero themed Sunday?
It's tough, and the reason for that is because the building is the food service is run by the Amway Grand Plaza, which is sort of bizarre because it's some of the best restaurants in the state are in the Amway Grand Plaza, and then the DeVos place is just so 90s baseball park food. There's a disconnect there for some reason.
Somewhere.
Screaming about it for years.
Yeah.
Because I would like to bring in a couple of food vendors and like bring in like say Chinese or barbecue or pizza. I mean, you can't even get a slice of pizza there, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
You would think they'd be cranking out pizza because pizza, you can charge $3 a slice, and you get 8 slices out of a pizza, $24. Then you make the pizza for like $3. You can make a heck of a lot of money, but they don't have a pizza oven, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But
I love foods. So when you say that there's no good food, it kind of breaks my heart.
I just
can't
good food.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's stadium food. I'd love to see.
I really
something
would
like
wish
that.
it was improved.
Yeah, I love that.
And I've been very vocal to them. They know how I feel. This is nothing that would surprise them.
Is the vendor with the root beer coming back this year?
The what?
The root beer. The gentleman who had
that's great.
If you go there, get some root beer
and get some pickles.
Oh man, it was so good. I was just blown. I love it.
And that's sort of weird because there was a name something with your con that is truly unique. And one of the things that got discussed the most was one person put up at Grand Rapids Comic Con, you need to bring home a couple barrels of pickles.
I mean, I always get fudge.
Pickles?
Yeah.
Pickles.
I tell you what,
those pickles.
There's something about Michigan. We make good pickles.
Yes, we do.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but Bangor, not too far away, makes really good.
Yeah, pickles is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, there's just quite a few places.
My wife and I are going to buy our stuff because they usually show up Thursday. Last year we forgot, and by Sunday all that was left was like the really heavy garlic stuff and that. And I'm like, the very specialty stuff. All the general stuff like dills and koshers, they were all long gone.
I will be there Thursday also, and I
have every intention. If they set up Thursday, I'm going to be buying 2, 3, 4 buckets of pickles. I mean, not buckets, those little quart containers, and take them home. And we'll buy what my wife wants this time instead of getting the double garlic special, which was just like nothing wrong. I mean, if you like garlic, they were delicious, but it was
not
like,
a sandwich
too
pickle.
much. It's not a sandwich pickle.
What do you have a celebration that you do once con is done, like a week after, once everything is wrapped up, once you're ready?
It's done.
Yeah, just a day. I know you only take a day or two.
Yeah, my wife and I enjoy Christmas as much as we can. We go to as much Christmas stuff as we can do. Because December, more or less, I get to sit around and look stupid.
Yeah.
November, the Tuesday after show, we sleep, pretty much.
Okay.
Monday, it's not over for us on Sunday because Monday we have 2 U-Haul trucks got to get emptied.
Yeah.
We have a crew that comes over. We empty those. We return the truck, the rentals, and then any rental equipment we have, we return.
Yeah.
Just isn't very much. We don't rent very much. The U-Hauls we do because, what am I going to do with 26-foot? Except for twice a year. Yeah. I was like, it's just cheaper to rent them. But Tuesday is a day I really like after a con because all we do is sleep. We just lay around and look dumb. We just lay around with our cats because we have a small army of them, and we just lay around and don't do anything, don't plan anything.
That's always a good one. I like
dumb
those
as that
days.
sounds.
No, I was actually my boss. I was just like, I am craving a pajama day. Like, I just want a day where I'm in my pajamas. I could take a shower and get back in pajamas, but where I do not leave the house.
Right.
You know, I just haven't had one of those in a while. So I think the older I get, the more I crave the slowdown after the excitement.
Sure.
Because con is adrenaline.
Yeah.
So much of it.
There's too much going on for me right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the way it is. And, toward early next week, my emails will be nothing but thank you, I appreciate it, that kind of thing, which basically tells me this job is done.
Yeah.
And then there won't be very many things in the last couple of days. We don't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I am trying a bunch of food while I'm in Grand Rapids. I don't get up there terribly often.
Yeah, try the restaurants.
I've never been to Ruth's Chris.
Great restaurants.
I've never been to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
I want to. So that's about $100.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care, man.
You'll get a killer steak.
I need a steak. I need one that I'm just like. I need one I can dream about. Like when I'm grilling my
There's
own
also
steak.
a Wolfgang Puck's in there. That's a little. It's a little cheaper. I'm not saying don't go to Ruth Chris. I'm just saying be prepared. It is not cheap.
Yeah, and I saw last year I was going to go, and Tony actually we wound up going and getting poke and stuff like that around the corner at a little sushi place, and they were like, I've never had.
Oh yeah, that sushi place is great.
Yeah, it's really good. So I'm trying to branch out, trying to stay within a mile of it, but because I'm staying at the Holiday Inn right up the street, I'm walking.
Oh, you're staying at the same hotel that most of the minor celebrities are at.
Oh, cool.
Well, any celebrity that drives in, that's where they are.
Oh, okay.
So that's mostly a lot of comic guests. The couple of the YouTube guests, Doug Walker will be there.
Okay. It's a nice hotel. I've stayed there a few times, and I love just being able to walk. They also don't charge for parking.
0.4 miles plus they don't charge for parking. It's the only hotel downtown. It's the reason why they have our contract.
Yeah.
Because that whole back lot is just full of comic guests and assorted other people.
Yeah.
So that's why the way we do it's real simple. The ones that drive go there.
Yeah.
The ones who fly go to the Embassy Suites.
Okay.
And the Embassy Suites we take, at least a quarter of that place. They're already sold out, they've told me. They're already gone.
I'm flying in from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids, so I'll just stay there. No, and that's funny because you posted something about get your hotel soon a few weeks ago.
A lot of the better ones are gone.
They're gone.
And part of it's because of we are hosting the MIHSEF regionals, which is, for people who don't know what that is the new esports thing that high schools are doing, like a sports league, but it's esports. Marcellus
had it. We didn't continue it this year, but we had it.
But this is the regionals. These are the winners of this go to state.
Okay.
So we're hosting the West Side regionals.
I would love to come cover that.
Yeah. Well, I can, if you write me and I can get you the email the right.
I'd love to just to go in and interview
or something or another.
Yeah, I'd love to just talk about what how it's expanding and stuff, and because I think that stuff's really cool and it's very accessible for kids in smaller towns to participate in those things because it is global. It doesn't matter how athletic you are; you can be from a small town and still participate.
And that's on Saturday, and then Friday they were able to do a regional tournament for Big Ten schools. So Purdue's going to be there, Ohio State's going to be there, Michigan's going to be there, Michigan State's going to be there.
I don't know. I missed that.
Yeah, there's quite a few of the big college teams that are going to be there too. And to be honest, I think that's the bigger tournament of the two.
Yeah, I can imagine.
In terms of human bodies.
Yeah.
I think it's the bigger one of the two because it's a lot of teams wanted to participate. And the funny thing is there's 5 hotels in the very south end of town.
Yeah.
44th Street and South.
Yeah.
And that's where we send all the teams. And from what I understand, all 5 hotels are gone.
Just gone.
They're gone. All 5 of them are pretty much gone.
A dozen or two teams at least. 4 or 5 kids per team. Yeah, I can imagine they fill up.
It's a lot more. And
it is Grand Rapids.
It's about 1,000 kids total over the 2 days.
Wow.
And that doesn't count parents because, a lot of parents will be like, oh, this sounds like fun. And they go and they buy a ticket. They don't get in for free like the kids are going to. We're getting a giant tax slip from the state for that.
Oh, that's cool.
And I want to make sure the kids can go. And you get some kids where $30, it's not a lot of money. But for some kids, that is an insurmountable barrier.
Right.
And
it is.
I also want to work with some of the foundations in the area that we would take, maybe do the tickets half price and have a foundation cover the other half for art kids that can't afford to go.
Yeah.
And then they can apply for a grant to get their ticket paid for.
Yeah. I think that's
I'd
really
love
cool.
to get a foundation involved with that. I might start a nonprofit foundation to do that. or run it through another foundation.
Yeah.
I think it might be easier to just run it through another foundation.
Yeah, sometimes it can be. I think that's a really cool idea. I think it's so important to get the next generation involved because so much is online, so much is on your phone, so much is disconnected that when you get a chance to actually interact with people that are actually from your social group, like from what you care about, whether it's anime, manga, whether it is cartoons, whether it is comic books, whatever it could be, whether it's The Phantom, which is a good movie, don't let Mark lie to you. Okay, Billy, if you want to see Billy Zane,
bad movie, but it's fun.
Oh my God, it is so fun. If you want to see Billy Zane in a whole bunch of spandex riding a white horse on a beach, man, this is the movie for you.
There you go.
I mean, it just cracks me up every time. Like I see the trailer for it, I'm like, this is what you picked.
The scene I love is all those guys, the machine guns, and they're all shooting at him, and he takes his pistols out, crosses his arms, shoots once, and disarms all 6 of them. One of the funniest scenes, I think, in any movie.
It's so great.
And you can see they're all just literally throwing their guns.
It's so bad. I love it. I'm like, if that was a silent movie, can you imagine if like The Phantom? We should do that. Like, just make it mute, just hold up cards.
It'd be funny.
Just have an organist playing old school music in the background, and then just hold up.
Running around.
Oh my God, I would die laughing. Just have villains like up and down the stage. And, oh man, see, that's I like.
There you go.
I like. I also like the old MST3K.
I love
style.
bad movies.
Yeah, I love just sitting there and ripping on them, and I love that kind of stuff.
Our Christmas card, the background music is going to be "Here Comes Santa" from Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh my God, that's
one
of
the background music for our Christmas card
ever.
You got to love it, man! Martians kidnap Santa Claus. I mean, how could you not love that idea?
There was a Family Guy where they were making fun of movies like that, and it was like Kiss Saves Santa,
right?
And I love that idea. It's like I would watch Kiss
have you ever
Saves Santa.
seen Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park?
No, I have not.
You need to find that.
I have not seen that one.
Kiss has buried that because it is so awful.
I mean,
Gene Simmons needs to be embarrassed. He needs to bring that back from the dead.
There's a few things that he should be embarrassed about.
Yes,
but love you, Gene. If you watch this, please don't hate me. I want to be your best friend. I'm kidding. So this is Comic-Con. So I'd like to take the last little segment we have here and talk about comic books, because I feel like there was a resurgence and now it's kind of plateauing with a lot of online readers and stuff.
This year.
Yeah.
And the reason is because DC has done amazingly well. Apparently, DC books are written well again. There was a few years where it was like they were not very good.
Yeah.
But they've sort of fixed that. Jim Lee fixed that problem.
Yeah. I really like the Ultimates for Marvel, and I really like Absolute for DC. I think they both pivoted to a really good direction. Spider-Man for Marvel and the Absolute Batman for DC really changed the tone for the whole segment they were doing. I think they tried doing it for a long time with like the House of Horror stuff, the spooky, the monsters, and I think they were like, no, we just need to take that idea and kind of transform it over into a darker, more slimmed down version of these heroes that we've had for so long.
A lot more adults are buying them now than ever, because I think the reason they're doing that is because the kid market now is into manga quite a bit.
Yeah.
And manga is, the sales of those is absolutely ridiculous. I forget which one it was, but just one title outsold everything Marvel printed in 2023, I believe it was. I forget what. I want to say it was Chainsaw Man.
I think it was,
but I'm not quite sure.
It was Chainsaw Man.
But they only put out 12 books, and it outsold everything. And Marvel puts out 20 comics or more a week. And
do you think part of that is the world market, or do you think it's an American problem also?
It's an American problem for sure.
Yeah. I see a lot of kids dressing up as Demon Slayer stuff, and that's all cool, and I love it. Sure. It's just I do think comics are getting a little lost.
Well, with kids, absolutely.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's coming back. Like, I own a comic business that sells mostly older used titles, and I've had a huge amount of sales now with Superman. And Superman used to sit around and not do a lot.
Yeah.
And it's because the movie was actually done right.
Oh, it's so good.
It was good.
I
And
really
it was
liked
actually done right.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Four, I thought, I'll see the same thing. And the reason is because nobody liked the movie.
Yeah.
And
I
think
love the movie.
that
I
is,
love Fantastic Four. I thought they hit a home run.
You
I'm
thought they
one
hit a
of like
home
four
run.
people in the whole world, but I think they hit a. I loved it. I loved everything. I loved everything about it. I really did. Yeah, I know. That's the reaction I get every time, and
no,
I'm like,
it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just,
I just thought that I was like,
obviously the world didn't agree with you.
no, they certainly didn't. I was just like, I liked the way they went with everyone in that movie. I did not care for the almost romantic Silver Surfer Johnny. Yeah, I was just like, okay, I get it. And I went and saw someone, and they were like, I liked it. I just didn't get Galactus, because they are not a comic book fan. So they're like, I just didn't get Galactus. I was like, he's a big dude who eats worlds, and they wanted to stop him.
Right.
Do you need more backstory?
Yeah, that's basically it.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, so sometimes it's like you're a comic book fan or you're not, and those movies are hard. I mean, but I am that outsider. I liked Craven. I love borderline bad comic book movies because I'm like, oh, you too. Yeah. No, not
think that's
rewatchable.
one thing that there was a few years where entertainment wasn't very fun.
Mm-mm.
And I think that, and I think that one film that I think that actually did a good job of making a good serious movie, but also honored its source material tremendously well, was Godzilla -1.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
Man.
I think that to Hollywood was a little of a wake-up call, because a $15 million production from Japan wins the Academy Award for Best Special Effect over a $300 million Marvel movie that was done by Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
I think that woke people. I think that stuff like that started waking people up, because the effects in Godzilla -1, when you consider they had no money, were spectacular.
Yeah, and I mean, on the big
film
screen,
is gorgeous.
like, it's not at home looking at on your laptop, and it's okay.
Gorgeous production.
It's beautiful.
And the thing they also did too, and I really thought it should have been nominated for Best Original Script.
Yeah.
Because Godzilla movies, generally speaking, have paper cutout characters, just sort of the nature of the beast. You don't go to a Godzilla movie to watch the characters.
Broderick.
You cared about the characters because it was well done.
It was hard.
And a lot of themes in it, like what is family?
Yeah.
And in Japan, it's very much a nuclear thing. Mom, dad, children. That's the way it was. But in late 1940s Japan, when literally millions of people were wiped out in Japan, they had to turn family into whatever in the world they could turn it into. That's why you had the guy who decides, I'm going to take care of this woman, and then she's taking care of a child that isn't hers because the child's parents are gone, and the girl, her friends are gone, her family's gone, his family's gone, blah blah blah. And they sort of created family out of that. And to an extent, people do that a lot today, because they get divorced. They and a lot of kids, I mean, there was a time when it was mom, dad, 2.5 kids, white picket fence.
Yeah.
That's just the way it was. And nobody can do that anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to change with the times. I think you're right. And that's, you have to think as a species, we do have to evolve. I think that's the focus so much on comic books is evolution, is moving forward from our mistakes, our past, the things we did. And, like X-Men, they were family. They talk about it book after book after book about, like, this is not a school, this is a family. This is like, we get to, you find the people who make you your community, and that can be your family.
That's correct.
Sometimes it's just, that's what comic books bring to me a lot. Is,
the X-Men was huge in that, because, I mean, the X-Men was a giant analogy of racism.
Oh, yes, yeah.
In the 1960s, when it was created, they didn't try to hide it.
He didn't even try to hide it. He was just like, no, this is 100%. We don't like racism. What do you not get about this? It's not okay.
Right. And that was what made that book really, really neat. It was hugely progressive.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Stan Lee's stuff was very political and very aggressive. And that's why when you get some of the people who are like, well, comics shouldn't have politics in them, It's been there since the 60s,
Yeah.
if not sooner.
Yeah.
Now, the 50s, granted, didn't have much of that
No.
because it was just cheese ball kind of stuff in that, and that's fine. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong
The
with
world's finest.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with cheesy humor.
Yeah.
But Stan Lee, that was sort of revolutionized by Marvel in the 60s.
Yeah.
And then DC started doing similar things. And then you had the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series where Speedy was on heroin. And there was a lot of that kind of thing,
That is one book I still don't own.
Finding an original good book.
Yes,
You can find reprints.
No, I want an original. That's what I said. That's like one of my two grails. I still don't have a Werewolf by Night 30. I know, man.
That's
like, hey,
cheap.
they don't call it a grail.
No, it's
like
not.
that's
a holy
that's
grail book.
The two, and I know I've held one before. I was at Mile High, and I actually got to hold
in Denver.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
And I got to hold one. It was CGC'd, and like he had me put on the gloves, and I was like, please, man, I'll pay you just to let me hold it. He was like, all right. I was like, oh my God, it's just did this. Like they just had the gumption to do it.
Extremely progressive book.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They 100%. They were always willing, and especially in the 60s and 70s, they were willing to push the envelope.
Yeah.
They were willing to say, this is our line in the sand. Like, drugs are killing this nation. Right. Why wouldn't it affect superheroes? They're in big cities. They are going to run across heroin. It's not all laughing gas. It's not all funny stuff from the Scarecrow.
Yeah, it's not the Joker's flower or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff happens. And, like, sometimes you have to confront that. And people are like, comic books shouldn't be political. It always has been. Like removing posters where Spider-Man was with the Twin Towers. Like I got to meet Sam Raimi, flat out will not sign those posters where it's Spider-Man and the Twin Towers behind it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he will not sign them. He finds it offensive. He finds it disrespectful. He signed a couple of them. So if you have one, they're by far extremely rare. I guess they were folded up and he signed the bottom of them and then he realized what they were. But that just all the things after 9/11 that came out, like comic books have always been with the times, if not ahead. And I think, it's again censorship. Like, let's keep censorship out of comic books. We already have all of the comic book code and everything else. So
my wife and I were just talking about censorship with anything written just last night, and I tend to be a little conservative, not necessarily. I'm not a Republican, but I'm a moderate, but I'm definitely more on the right end of the spectrum.
Yeah. But
in terms of books, I'm a screaming liberal.
Yeah.
If a book is banned,
I'm reading it.
The first thing you need to do is go find it and read it.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what I do.
That's exactly what you should
I actually have not read. I mentioned to my friend not too long ago, I was like, I will never read every book ever, but I will read every banned book ever.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it is just something that is down with me.
I mean, there's some great stuff there. Catcher in the Rye, Fahrenheit 451, Judy Blume's work.
So much.
Judy Blume's work was definitely not written for me.
No.
But it is important work.
It is. So you mentioned, we'll end on this one personal note. What is your grail? What is the one that you want? You said that you mentioned it, like, mine is impossible. I'm never going to have it. What is your grail book?
A grail book or just grail piece in general?
Grail piece in general. I'll give you that one.
An original poster from The Wizard of Oz.
Ooh, yeah.
That's probably a house.
At least, yeah.
But I would settle for a 1949, which would run about $30,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know they did the
settle for a 49.
Yeah.
The 49 poster was actually sort of nice.
I saw when I was on the East Coast, I saw a French original poster. It was like at a collection. It was not like for sale or anything. And the color on it was starting to fade on the corners because they used real ink back then. They didn't use this, and I think it was lithographed, wasn't it?
You would probably, if you get an original, you'd probably get but if you're paying $250,000 for a poster, you don't care about spending $1,000 to frame it.
Exactly.
You're going to spend $1,000 and frame it right with the UV protective glass and acid-free paper and the triple, the triple borders and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to be afraid of doing that.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because I've actually been contemplating switching up from. I mean, comic books will always be my first. Ticket stubs. I found like movies ticket stubs and stuff. fascinating. It's really cool. So I
don't know the events you've went to over the years.
yeah.
I mean, I do have a collection of all the badges I've ever gotten at shows. I got 4 hooks
I do too. Yeah.
into my file cabinet on the side, and they're all starting to go down because they're too heavy to hold them up.
Tie rack. I put all mine on a tie rack.
That could work. I could put a tie rack
because they rotate. It rotates. I got one of the circular ones. So
and I actually got one of those in storage. I got one from the 40s.
It's just a fun little thing to put it on. Yeah, mine's a little wooden one, looks like a Lazy Susan, but
sure,
it's a silly thing. But yeah, those are the things, and that's what's important. I guess we're going to close on this. I find that it's very important to follow your passion. Like if you like something, follow it. They say follow the money. No, man. If you like comic books, find out about the guy who wrote it. And then find out what else that guy did, because most of the time, not everybody's Stan Lee. Some people did other things. Sometimes they wrote a book, or they worked in movies, or they have very wide array of things that they do. They sometimes just do actual artwork. Sometimes they're artists on the side. Dig into your hobby. Find out. Don't just go surface deep, because the further you dig, the more you're going to be interested. I assure you. And if you are listening to this right now, you will want to go to Grand Rapids Comic-Con, whether it be for the suit actors from the 91 Ninja Turtle movie, Billy Zane, who I met him. I mean, I love him. He's a great guy. He took my phone. He's taking his own pictures and stuff. And he took a picture of himself. And I'm like, dude, he's wearing his little hat. I'm like, I want the bald head, Billy. Take it off. So, or we have Amy Jo Johnson. My very first crush.
A lot of '90s guys crush.
My very first crush. I actually just can't wait to meet her. I don't get starstruck very often, but I'm like, man. I'm really excited to meet her. I love her smile. She's
been a big help with this show too. She's been promoting it to death.
Yeah,
she's been really wonderful.
Yeah, she has. Are there any other guests Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell. 6 years.
I can't believe you got him. I have my first.
We got lucky.
I got my first edition of Clockwork that I'm going to get him to sign. I know he's in the movie.
I'll tell you the story. We got lucky because he now is on a family show in Canada where he plays Grumpy Grandpa.
Okay.
And they signed up all the cast for this, with the exception of the star kid. They forgot to do his contract.
Oh no.
And he signed a deal to do a movie. Not quite sure what movie, but he said he's going to be in a movie. And it's filming all in November. And they were going to shoot the show in November, and everyone was contracted to do November with the exception of the one kid they forgot. But they can't do the show without the lead kid. So what do you do? So they booted all the production back to January. Now Malcolm McDowell all of a sudden goes from having a very full slate in November doing this show to nothing.
Man, I just can't wait.
He likes doing shows.
Do you know who my favorite guest was from Grand Rapids Comic-Con last year? It might surprise you. Christopher Paolini.
I loved him. A lot of fun.
I loved him.
He's a very nice guy.
He really was. Just hearing his story about how he got his start in his parents' kitchen, and just believed in him, and sometimes that's all you need. So it's not, and I thought it was going to be Phil Lamar or Joe Dante and all these other people that I've seen over the years, and I'm just like, no man, he was human, and I really like that. So
and it's sort of neat. He sold the book, and it was turned out to be a daughter of the head of Alfred Knopf Publishing, and she reads it, takes it back to Dad, and it's like holds it out to him. Dad, this is good.
So
this is really good.
Don't be afraid to go to a panel you're not sure you're going to like.
Right.
Go to them. Have a good time.
Some of the best panels have been some of the strangest stuff. Like in 2014, we had Paul Bales.
Okay.
Paul Bales is the producer that made the Sharknado flicks.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, and he did a panel called Why You Need Sharknado Movies So You Can Have Avenger Movies. And a lot of people were like, okay, that's a little arrogant. And they went, and basically what the whole thing was basically a dissertation on how to get your first job in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you start with Sharknado flicks.
Yeah.
And those kind of movies, the real low end, especially if you're in production, you start with the garbage. Work your way out of the garbage.
I think that's any industry. Do the job. Nobody wants to do better.
Sure. Well, and I think a lot of kids, unfortunately, that's something you see with interns and that they don't understand.
Yeah.
Is you really need to empty, even though you have the 4-year college education, your first job, you're going to empty some trash cans and maybe scrub a
Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah.
That's just reality. That is
It's
welcome to the
life.
real world.
life.
Welcome to
You know what? You're gonna have to scrub some toilets.
Yep. Welcome
You
to the
know?
real world.
Well, I want to thank Mark so much for coming. He spent a solid hour with us here in Marcellus. It was such a good time. I cannot wait. I'm going to be
Thank
there
you.
on Thursday. I will be at DeVos. I don't know.
Yeah, just roam around, do whatever you
I
want to do,
will.
and
Thank you.
get your press pass and all that kind of stuff, and we can get
Yes.
everything organized.
We are going to be going live a couple of times from Comic-Con this year. We are not doing interviews, but we are going to do a walk around before Comic-Con opens so that you can kind of get a layout so you can feel comfortable at this place. We are going to do photos again. We are going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos here of all of the costumes, costume contests. We do not take photos of celebrities. You guys can go and see the celebrities in person if you want to, but we like to respect their privacy. We do not do that in their room. So I'm sorry, guys. This is like the 800th time I'm going to tell you. But please, please, please come down. And if you can't afford a ticket, reach out to 1620 The Worm. We will find a way to get you into con. I want you there. Mark wants you there. We will find out a way to get you there. I promise you that. And I keep my promises to all of you listening. This has been Celery Shtick with Mark. Thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome. You guys have a great day.